Oh, there we are.
This is an old one. Sorry.
Oh. No, we're recording. We're recording and we're live.
Yeah, but the one I have up on the screen is something from. This is an old one. Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, we're recording.
We are recording, but I can't see us on the screen. Yeah, but the one I have up on the screen is something from. This is an old one. Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, we're recording.
We are recording, but I can't see us on the screen. The one I have on the screen is okay. There we are. I don't know where some of this goes sometimes. There we are, dear. Okay. Oops. Let me go back and stop this other thing. I'm sorry. All righty, let's go.
Okay. Welcome everyone to our Joining Enlightened group. We are going to look at desires from the movie Wonder Woman 1984, part of our Miracles and Movies Marathon. So we're going to use the Joining Enlightened Miracle worksheet and begin with light. And we'll ask Jesus what's most helpful to look at in this joining, which we were hearing to look at the desire for an experience of attempting to find happiness in hell. And that's very direct. So thank you, Jesus, for giving this very simple, direct way of looking at desires. We start with the light, so we just see that the light is here, and then we ask him which desire is most helpful, and then we just look at that desire, and we ask him if we have that desire below our level of awareness. So, Jesus, do we have the desire for an experience of attempting to find happiness in hell below our level of awareness?
Yes, I admit I have that desire. Oh, here comes Kathleen. Yay.
Good evening. Welcome. I'll say the desire again because we just started. So we're looking at the desire for an experience of attempting to find happiness in hell, which would be the world, the world of consciousness or concept, where there's a desire for an experience that there's a choice not to be the light. Because we've been joining, and that's been coming up a lot, is that choice is hell. So we can just look at the relishing of that. Welcome, Jamuna. we're gonna we're just gonna share the desire again that we're looking at, the desire for an experience of attempting to find happiness in hell. And this is a desire that we heard to look at. Jesus is giving us desires to look at from the movie Wonder Woman 1984. So there's a list of those. If you're registered, then you get a list of the desires and quotes from the joining that we had on Saturday, which was really beautiful as well. So right now we're just kind of going to sit with this desire. I heard yes, that I have it. So we start with that. We start with the light and then the admission of the desire.
And I admit I have that desire
Yeah.
to try to find heaven in quote unquote hell.
Mm-hmm.
I admit it too.
Yeah, there's like a sense of pleasure, like a confusion with happiness and pleasure. I'm going to find happiness in hell somehow. We just take Jesus's hand and let him guide us down. And if we're hearing anything that's underneath it or anything that we need to see, and we can ask if it's holding or release.
Yeah, he's been sharing how much I am confused down at the subconscious level, maybe at the conscious level, all of the above or all of the below, about what happiness is. And I keep thinking, oh, it's this, it's this, it's this. And it's never permanent. It's never, completely satisfying. So yeah, I keep looking for it in preferences and what pleases me.
Yeah, it's like holding is happiness for me. That's what I was hearing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Keeping it hidden and protecting it
Mm-hmm.
is a way to maintain that it's really like a there's like a sense of protection, a sense of like pleasure in that.
Mm-hmm.
There's something. What we do is we just kind of look at what's the value of it. What are we getting out of it?
The word sacrifice is coming up for me. That sense that my vision of heaven must be protected because the other heaven, whatever that may be, will require sacrificial actions, which I would prefer not to.
Yeah, Mary was mentioning preferences. It's like we have an idea of that. And it's definitely what I hear is that happiness is not here.
Mm-hmm.
So we can just do a light check and see that the light is here and ask Jesus, is the light happiness? Is the protection in the light? And then were you all hearing, what were you hearing for holding or release? I was hearing holding.
Me too. Holding.
I was hearing holding.
Yeah.
And we haven't really gone deeply into the relishing yet.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been a theme for a while now. And what he's been showing us is that we think we already know what heaven and hell are. And finding out more and more, the more I look, that I don't know what heaven and hell are. I'm really confused about that.
Yeah. Just to throw out, since I've been home and still working, of course, with everything from JIL, I have this very strong sense that my concepts, what is heaven, what is hell, it's all collapsing, which is just frightening in many ways. But if I sort of move away from the fear and I just allow for the collapse, I mean, it forces me into the present moment.
Wow.
I have to say, I don't know what's happening. And the quick instant is to sort of say, oh, this is scary. Whoa, hold on to the old world. But can't do that anymore either. So it just, I feel, the picture in my mind is the fall of Rome. Those columns are coming down from those big buildings and I can't stop it. And one part is just looking and saying, oh, wow, okay, I don't want to get hurt. I want to move away. But at the same time, there is this sense of pressure to, go back to the other world, go back to what you used to know, but it's not working. So here I am.
Yeah, we talked about the transition, and I've
Yeah.
been wondering, how that's been going, and you just explained some of that.
Yeah. Well, it's all I can say is every day is a new day. But there's a new experience of it. And even I went back to work this week, and it's interesting there too, I'm just not sure, but so it's so relevant about what is heaven, what is hell. I have no idea anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a willingness to just question, okay, and then have Holy Spirit give us that reinterpretation.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I'm hearing too is just how we can ask for miracles. And hell is kind of like that putting it on a timeline and delaying the miracles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of a hiccup with asking for a miracle too soon, because there's some deep relishing here of this confusion between heaven and hell that I'm hearing to really get down to have Jesus show us the full relishing of this confusion around heaven and hell.
I'm hearing we love the torture.
Oh yeah, self-torture. Yeah, go for it.
Right.
Yes.
I'm getting that picture of putting myself on the spit. It's turning around. Right.
Self-torture.
Right. It's the barbecue.
The
Yep.
barbecue.
Right.
I sure did not want to admit that. Wow, that I like to torture myself. And yet I started watching my mind and how it was making up scenarios that were like worst case scenarios. And well, that's torture, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just torturing myself.
Yeah. And as you're saying that, Mary, I'm just getting that sense of how many layers go in with that. You know, the more creative the scenario can be, the better the torture. And how we love to do it, though. You know, it's how far can we go out with that?
I don't like admitting pleasure in torture and self-torture. And still, Jesus, Holy Spirit is still keeps bringing it up and bringing it up. How I relish the fragments, you know, seeming to find a little happiness there, a little joy there. But I keep torturing myself with just, just fragments rather than taking on the whole enchilada kind of thing.
Well, with the fragments, you can really suck the juice out of it, you know?
And be unhappy.
Exactly. It just keeps replenishing the unhappiness well. And I'm only speaking from my own experience.
Yeah, the desire is for an experience of attempting to find happiness in hell. And I was also hearing like hell is wish fulfillment. And that's what's displayed in the movie is the wish for more, that's going to bring happiness.
It just seems that the timeline seems to hold out the sense of promise. As you said, Renee, the wish for more. So if we've got a timeline, there can always be, one more chance to get whatever we think we're supposed to get. But I can't, it's sort of underneath that, there's this great despair.
Yeah, that's a good distinction. I'm hearing that's a good distinction between heaven and hell. Hell is wanting to get. And if that's all I'm looking at, then there is despair.
Yeah, there's like the striving.
Yeah.
what I'm hearing is that my mind is so habitually trained to find happiness through pleasure, that I don't know how to be still. My mind doesn't know how to be still and see what's there, because what's there, if I'm still, is peace.
Yes.
But getting my mind, seeing the desire underneath that busy mind, looking all the time to get.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm constantly,
Oh, no, go ahead. No.
if I'm constantly looking for heaven and hell, then I'm never finding heaven. I'm never finding peace. I'm never finding happiness. It's like a perpetual, wheel there, loop
Yes.
of frustration and, unhappiness.
It's a torture chamber.
Yeah. And boy, I don't want to admit that.
Mm.
That I enjoy torturing myself with my thoughts.
I can say this as a human being and as a therapist. I think there's a lot of that going around, Mary. So, I had a strong visual come in, and that is because I was, as you and Renee were speaking, the question was bubbling up about, so where do we find the peace? What is the fast track to peace? And the visual that came was immediately go to the hammock in the mind. Just when the torture chamber equipment comes out, cease and desist. Go sit in the hammock and rock it a bit, but it's almost it's deceptively simple and playful, just to say, I'm going to go into the hammock now, because we all know what that feels like. We spiral out of control with the torturing. And right now I'm just seeing that hammock going back and forth, and there's an invitation: just sit with me in the hammock, or sit by yourself, just rock back and forth. But to use something visual to interrupt that, the torturing, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah, that helps me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the movie, she has the lasso. It like represents the truth, and she whoosh, she puts it out there, and she flies. Like, it's just like, yeah.
Jamuna, have you seen that movie, Wonder Woman 1984?
Is that from 1984?
No, it's
Oh.
it's Wonder Woman 1984 is the title.
No, I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, we
I need
watched
to
it.
watch it.
Yeah, we watched it Saturday night, and it's all about thinking wish fulfillment, getting what I want is, and wanting more is heaven. And she
With
finally gives up a wish, a desire to have the love of her life return from death. And then she realizes that it's sapping all of her strength and all of her power. So she renounces the wish. And there's the whole theme about that, or central point about a guy who convinces everybody if they'll just think about what they really want and wish for it, they'll get it. And so the whole world is doing this, and it goes into chaos. And then people begin to renounce those desires. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Very
the ego
interesting.
seek and do not find.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of being quiet, because I didn't like watch the movie. I'm just staying present.
Yeah.
But yeah. I need to watch it now.
Yeah. Watch it with Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes all the difference. Yeah, because I do think getting what I want is heaven, and not getting what I want is hell. Yeah, what I'm hearing is, since, as it says in the Course in so many places, since I don't know what anything is for, and I give it whatever meaning it has, then I have no idea what heaven and hell are.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're seeing in these joinings the flip,
Mhm.
that it's the desire to flip those two.
Mhm.
And then we're confused. Oh, I don't know why, what this is.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Ego in me doesn't like that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be right. I know what heaven is.
Right.
I need to release that.
Yeah.
It's really like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something that needs to be seen and released, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so powerful just to come together and just say, yeah, you know what? I think this is, I may be confused about this. And then there may be another way to see it.
Yeah.
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 We'll laugh about it.
Yeah.
I don't always feel like laughing about it.
Yeah. Yeah, the movies are really helpful because you can watch the character go through the transformation when they accept the miracle, and then you get to see it. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Now I need to rent it or something after this.
Yeah, it's
Always-
really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yes.
It didn't get good reviews. As far as the superhero movie goes, I guess it didn't get good reviews, but
That's okay.
reviews from the Spirit are often, yeah.
And some of these movies, that one I've seen 2 or 3 times now, and every time there's more. It's like richer.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I found on YouTube on the Warner Brothers pictures the first 10 minutes, so you can see the intro for free, and then
Cool.
yeah.
I think it's on Netflix now too.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. Maybe it was taken off.
So Jesus, are we holding, or are we releasing this desire? It feels a little lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like happiness, when I feel like I can have some say in how things go, like the timing of things. And I'm
Yes.
kind of seeing how it's like putting that in the light, just and seeing that I can trust his timing.
Mm. Mm. It's beautiful.
Somehow a belief that I can make heaven happen.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like, what are my preferences? Well, let's go for it,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's heaven.
We can ask if we're holding or releasing. Feels kind of like release at the
Mm-hmm.
moment. It's kind
Mm-hmm.
of, yeah, sitting with it and letting it fizzle.
Yeah.
Kind of fizzles out.
The feel good fizzle.
Mm.
That's a cool title.
I'll just read the desire one more time so we can see.
What's that?
I'm just going to read the desire. The desire for an experience of attempting to find happiness in hell.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, is there any more we need to see?
He's pointing out to me how there's some things that I want to give to him, and I'm like, oh yeah, you can have this, Jesus, but this heaven, piece of heaven I think I'm hanging on to, you can't have.
Mm. getting the sense that we put up a good fight when we believe that somebody, something is trying to mess with our concepts of what things are supposed to be. But there's a getting the sense that he's almost laughing a little bit and inviting us to just allow for the possibility that if we do in fact mess with our concepts, we just might find a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So just to be open to it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Also hearing a wonderful invitation to lighten up.
Mhm.
You know, Kathleen, you've got gold light all around the left part of your head, and your hair fades into golden light.
Mhm.
Yes, I've had my lighting designers come in and bring about that effect.
This one.
Right. I have no explanation for that. But the I will say the walls are yellow, so.
Actually, I'm hearing feeling complete.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about just that in the last conversation about the light. Just did something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so interesting with this looking that the Mary character or the ego, whatever, wants to look for results, or it's going to feel like this, or it's going to look like that. And the miracle never looks the way I think it's going to look. It's not a concept. It's, you know, it's almost not explainable.
Yeah.
There's just some sort of shift and lightness that shows up, and sometimes a real clarity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the confusion seems to just kind of clear out. And,
Mm-hmm.
and I do see how much I really want whatever it is. It's like, oh yeah, I want that. Uh, and then it just kind of dissipates or dissolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And there's like this very comforting, like in that we are we have this invitation to just keep joining,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know, for every desire until
Mm-hmm.
there's, you know, until
Mm-hmm.
it's complete. And so this joining feels complete.
Yes, it does.
We'll let's see, we'll just ask now if there's anything more. I just here to mention that tomorrow evening we'll be joining again for the movie, The Desires from Wonder Woman 1984. So if you have the opportunity to watch the movie and then join us tomorrow evening, we're going to have another joining session tomorrow night, same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you all for bringing your
Good to
light.
see all of you. Yeah.
Yeah. Blessings, blessings.
Blessings,
Yeah.
blessings.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Keep joining.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Aloha.